Recon Team Tango 15, Wadi Haran, Western Iraq. Control, we have Baldric's column advancing along the pipeline route. Estimated battalion force with company-level Harpie cover. Very good. Engage and harass, Lieutenant J. Broomstick came acknowledged. The transferred her attention back to the mass-mounted sight on her A-86J helicopter. A deft touch on the controls and the aircraft rose slightly so that the ball of the sight just peeked over the ridge. The picture hadn't changed much, even though the column was mounted on the Rhine lobsters. They were moving slowly. Well, slowly by United States Army standards. Broomstick guessed that by medieval standards they were fairly galloping along. That was excruciatingly slow when compared with the way the 1st Armored Division was moving. Up. A long rectangle of Rhine lobsters, each with its rider and a small group out in front. They'd have to be the command group. The primary subject of interest, the cream of the crop in this target-rich environment. Eliminate the command structure first. Leave the combat elements floundering around without orders. It was a process the United States Army called shaping the battlefield. Tango leader to all Tango birds. Select Hellfire missiles. Target the command group in front. Ripple fire both missiles. Spaced out down the wadi, the 3 little birds countered their engines slightly and lifted up still further. The column ahead was oblivious to their existence, even when the laser target designators locked into place. On her display, Broomstick could even see the designated target starting to shift and scratch as the lasers irritated their skins. Then, a gentle squeeze on the firing button and the first of the Hellfires streaked off across the desert. Off to her left, a split second later, Tango 5 Bravo fired its first missile with Tango 5 Charlie following an instant after that. Broomstick had already selected her next target when she fired her second missile. As soon as she saw the explosion from the first hit, she swung the laser to her selected victim, and watched the Hellfire missile obediently switch targets. The explosions 4,000 yards away seemed an almost continuous rolling thunder as the 6 missiles devastated the command group. All Tango 15 elements, job's done, let's get out of here. We got a problem, LT. Broomstick looked across at the burning patch of desert where the Baldric command group had been. Above it the Harpies were heading for the position of her 3 little birds, coming in very, very fast. Bug out, everybody bug out now. Max speed, she rammed the throttles forward, swinging her helicopter into its high-speed position, trying to get away from the cloud of Harpies that was closing on her. No good, LT, they're faster than us. Broomstick didn't acknowledge, she didn't have to. The A-86 could do about 180 miles per hour flat out and the Harpies were closing the range. She pulled back and swung the nose round, flipping her armament selector switch to the pair of stingers mounted on the side of her cockpit. The annunciator tone was mixed, even in the cold of a desert night. They were having difficulty locking on. It was no good, whatever lock they had would have to do. She fired into the mass of Harpies, watching as one missile went through the formation without exploding. The other struck home and she saw a Harpie briefly outlined in fire as the stinger tore into it. There was another flare as well, but Broomstick had no time to congratulate herself or anybody else. She was turning away, diving, obeying the old rule, no matter how little height you have, trade height for speed. Out of the corner of her eye she saw that Tango 5 Charlie had left it too late. The little bird was engulfed in jets of fire from the Harpies. Its fuel tanks exploded and the flaming wreckage fell out of the sky to earth. She was back in the wadi, heading away from the cloud of Harpies, grimly aware they were closing in on her. Control, engaged Baldric's command group badly hit. We are under attack by company-strength Harpies. Charlie is already down. 2 Harpies down. Issue is in doubt. Tell others, don't close in on Harpies. Duty done. Broomstick spun her helicopter again and went straight at the formation of Harpies pursuing her 2 minigans blazing a long burst. It registered briefly that there were 2 piles of burning wreckage on the desert floor now, and that she was alone. Bravo had gone. So had at least 2 more Harpies, torn apart by the stream of bullets from her minigans. Then, there was a clank and silence. She'd run out of ammunition. The Harpies were on her, clinging to the airframe, tearing at it with their claws, kicking at the skin with their hooves. One was clinging to the cockpit canopy, smashing at it with its claws, trying to tear its way in. She could see the demented, screaming hate on its face. She could smell the stink of jet fuel as the Harpies tore their way into the little bird's structure. That was all she saw and smelled because that was when Tango 5 Alpha exploded.